Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Alan, the travelling piker. I wanted to make a short video today about how to make a pike fly fishing trace. When I first started pike fly fishing about 3 years ago, the traces were a little bit of a mystery to me, and what I did was I just bought a lot of them, bought some of these Vision Grandaddy pike fly traces, which are absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with them. They work really well. I never had any trouble. I certainly recommend them, but as I've sort of grown as an angler and got completely obsessed with pike fly fishing, what I wanted to do is I wanted to start to make my own. And there wasn't a great deal of information out there, so what I thought today is, now I'm reasonably competent and I've had a lot of very big pike on the fly, I'd make a video on how to make some pike fly fishing trace. I usually use 40 to 50 pound wire, depending, doesn't really matter. Certainly 40 is a great strength, and I've never had any issues with any 40 pound wire that I've used. Used this a lot, American fishing wire. This has been a very, very good wire for me. It's knottable, and it does eventually become a little bit, the plastic comes off it, so, but it's certainly one I'd recommend. You pick it up from eBay or wherever. This is something I got recently that I won in a competition. It's a Cortland tooth resistant, flexible, knottable line. It's beautiful, it's really smooth, it's really flexible, it's really nice, and it seems very durable, but I've run out of it. The other one that I've got here is another Cortland bite guard wire, and this again is beautiful, flexible, plastic coated wire. It's absolutely lovely. It's really soft, it's really supple, and it knots beautifully. So what I'd start by doing is finding a wire you're comfortable with. I'm going to chop off about 14 inches, I suppose, with my nippers. Chop it off, put the wire out of the way. Then I'm going to form a loop in the wire, like so. It's probably not quite long enough. And then, once I've formed a loop, I'm going to loop it over itself. Hopefully you can see that. Then I'm going to pass the loop through the hole that I've made in the wire. And I'm going to pull it through to form another loop. There you go. So now you can see I've got a loop. Just could do making that tie a little bit longer. That's better. Okay, form a loop through there, like so. That's it. I've now got a loop on each end of my trace. I'm going to get a clip. I'll use these little snaky type clips very successfully. I did recently have a pike that actually managed to unwind itself. That you literally put the fly on, turn it around, it clips it up, and it stays on tight. And they've been really effective over the last 3 years that I've been pike fly fishing. But I did actually have one last week where somehow the pike managed to unwind that. I don't quite know how it's done it. It's the first time it's happened, but there you go. So I lost my fly. I'm sure the pike soon spat that out. So what you then do is you get your loop, and you get your loop on your clip. Pop that through there, and then just bring the loop down over the base of the clip, like so, over there, like that, and take it back and bring that loop over the twisted bit, so it just forms a knot like that. Okay, I hope you can see that. There's a knot there and that. So what I then do, which I'm not going to show you, but what I would then do is I connect it up to a fly, put a fly on there, and then I've got a little nail set up outside, and what I'll do is I'll hook the hook into the middle of the nail like that, and then I'll go outside and I'll give this a real good tug and get these knots, which are still quite loose, get them tightened nicely up. And so let me go and do that. I'll just put you on hold and I'll go and do that, and then we'll come back and finish the rest of it. Okay, so I've been outside, I've put this around my nail, I've clipped it on, I've pulled it tight, and then I've used my round pliers on the other end through there like that, and I've pulled it all really, really tight to make sure that everything is tightened up lovely, and it has. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the tag end off, one off there, one off there. You don't need to cut them too short, the pike's never going to see it. There we go, leave a little bit, that's it. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my fluorocarbon. I use £40, that should be more than adequate. And depending on the waters that I'm fishing will determine the length of the fluorocarbon that I use. If the water's particularly clear, I'll use maybe 10 foot. If it's not such a clear water, or it's dark water, or somewhere that, you know, a bit like the power station lake where it is clear but it's quite dark water, I use probably 5 or 6 feet. So draw off that much. That's it. Take my cutters, cut that, and again what I'm going to do is I'm going to get put a loop in the line, the fingers, I'm going to turn it over on itself through the loop, get it out, and as I do that you can wet it with a little bit of saliva, tighten it up. I'm going to do the same with the other end. Loop through there, saliva on it, tighten it up, and normally I will take this outside as well and just make sure that everything's tight, but I can do that in here. I'll put those on there, put that on there, tighten that knot up. Similarly, I'll do the same on the other end. Tighten the knot up, great, all good. And then what I'm going to do again is I'm going to cut the tag end off. 1, 2. That's it. And then what I'm then going to do is take the fly off my trace. I'm going to put that through there. Pull that down, put the clip through. Pull that all back up, so we've got a loop-to-loop connection, and then we have a newly made Pike Fly Fishing trace. Now what I would normally do is I would put the clip back on, my fly back on, and I'll take that back to my nail and I'll give that a real good tug just to make sure there's absolutely no flaws in this fluorocarbon. I know it's brand new off the spool, but I just need to know in my mind that trace, if I really pull on it hard, that trace isn't going to snap because there's a flaw in any part of it. And I mean, really, when you're making pike fly fishing traces or any traces, that's as much as you can do. You can test them if it gets nicked on a rock or what have you. Well, you know, things break, but when it leaves my factory at home, if you like, for want of a better description, that pike fly fishing trace is now fit for purpose, and I've got every confidence that I can land pretty much any size of pike on it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you found it informative and useful, and you can make your own pike fly fishing traces. If you like the video, that's great, thank you. Like and subscribe to my channel. There'll be more videos on pike fly fishing and on pike fishing and fishing from all around the world coming up in the next 6 months to a year. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.